Hello fellow survivors, and welcome to Chaos Cabin, a console gaming channel. My name's Mike, and today we're going to be talking about that first week that you're surviving and building a horde base, someplace to live through that first horde night that comes at day 7. But you got to live there and survive all the other days and nights too, so you don't want to make just a defensive base, you want to make an offensive base. You don't want to just hide during the night, you want to be able to fight back. So there's certain things you have to do to make a base that is not only safe, but defendable, and where you can actually attack the zombies as they attack you. So let's look into that. Watch the tape. This video picks up where my last tips and trick video left off. It's day 2 of the zombie apocalypse and I need to reinforce my base. So I'll do that using the left trigger of my stone axe and my existing resources. After that, I'm going to go out and scavenge looking for more resources, food, and useful items. The menu wheel allows you to quickly jump into any of your menus. To use it, simply press and hold the X button on Xbox or the square button on PlayStation, then use your left joystick to move around the wheel to your selection. Then let up on the button, and you'll jump into your menu. In this case, you can see that I chose the character menu. You can see a wide variety of details here, such as what I'm wearing, if I'm hot, if I'm cold, if I'm hungry or thirsty, and my overall wellness and my temperature. In this case, you can see I'm hungry and thirsty and I'm getting ready to scavenge, so that won't do. So I'm going to go over here to this storage chest on the wall where I keep my food and water. I'll highlight water with the Y on Xbox or the triangle on PlayStation, and then press left on the D-pad to consume that. And then I'll do that with the yucca fruit as well. There's no need to actually bring it into your own inventory. You can do that right in the box there. I'm going to eat a few of these yucca, and then it'll be time to go out and scavenge for supplies. It's always a good idea to check outside for a crowd. One never knows when a roving horde is going to surround your base. And they can be disturbingly quiet. But everything looks clear, so cue the scavenging montage. Check this out. Day 2, iron pickaxe, high score. And another day 2 high score, the mini bike wheels. We'll use this to build a mini bike a little bit later in the game. That is the sound of an airdrop. Some mystery entity from time to time will drop supplies in a crate. I'm going to go into my menu and see how far away that is. And it's that little yellow dot on the lower right hand corner. That's too far away for right now. I'm going to continue working on my base and go collect that later. I need to get up to that second story quickly and safely. And so I'm going to build a ladder and a catwalk system going out there. I want to come out about 6 blocks from the house, so I'm going to measure that out using the wood frames. and then I'll put 3 columns, one for the ladder and one to either side of the ladder for protection and guidance to help me get up there. So I'm going to nerd pole up on this to build that. And so I'll hop on that first one, look straight down, and hit the jump button, which on the Xbox is A, on the PlayStation it's X, and drop a frame down. I'm going to count up 5, and then I will step off. You can do that without breaking your leg 5 high. If you go 6 high, you will break your leg. So then I'll throw down my columns to either side, and then I'll build a scaffolding, again nerd poling, so I can complete this part of the build like that. And I'll jump up here like that, and then I'll complete those other columns. Okay. This allows you some level of safety and protection, and when it's out this far from the building, the zombies tend to ignore it. If it's too close to the building, they'll destroy it. Now I'm going to walk out here so I can gain a little perspective on this project, take a look at it from a slight distance. Alright, it's looking good. I'm going to finish building the catwalk across to the windows, and I'm going to add some stability at the front corner by using a wood frame ramp shape. Now I'm going to put in the wood ladder. Go into your menu and you'll find wooden ladder. Everything else is called wood except these last 4 items, and they're wooden for some reason, which makes them difficult to find alphabetically. Anyway, make 4 of those, and then I'm going to mount those here, leaving the first one out. That's because zombies can climb ladders, but they can't jump. And so if you leave the first one out and then you come up to it and you just do a quick hop up to it, you can climb it, and the zombies cannot. I'm going to go into my menu system here and make some wood railing so I don't fall off. That's I can put that around the perimeter of my balcony so I don't fall off. And I'm also going to make some wood catwalks with railing to go along this bridge that I've made. And I've also noticed that my character is overheating here and hungry and thirsty, so I'm going to address that, but not before I put down the catwalks. Now remember, you can move something directly from your backpack to your hotbar by highlighting it and then pressing the right joystick directly in. Spin that piece around with the right trigger until you get it the way you want it, and then place it with the left trigger. I'm going to go into this crate here on the wall and get a glass jar. I've only got one right now, and move it into my inventory so I can make yucca juice. So to make yucca juice, you highlight the yucca and then you select recipes up there in the center, and then click yucca juice and click up on the D-pad, and that will produce one jar of yucca juice. The yucca juice will cool you down and rehydrate you, so it's very valuable. And so I'll craft that and eat some yucca and then drink the yucca juice, and then I'll be good to go for a little while. It's almost dark, so I'm going to go out here and do some resource gathering while I still can. So again, look all around, check your surroundings, make sure there's no wandering hordes coming up on you, because they will silently overwhelm you if you're not careful. Now remember to develop this technique of circling whatever it is you're working on. That way nothing has a chance to sneak up on you from behind. That ominous sound means that I've pushed it right up to the limits and it's time to get inside. And of course, now I've fallen because I'm a clumsy dumbass and I have to run back up the ladder, which is a good indication of why I need these guardrails. And now I've got some visitors. Alright, let's see where they are. Well, they're not out in the yard. They are downstairs. Okay, good, downstairs. Now I need to see how fast I can craft a bow and some arrows. And the shooting gallery is open. Ah, crap, I forgot to make arrows. To make the maximum number of arrows, you have the resources for select arrow and then click this button to the right. To fire an arrow, you must load the first one into your bow by holding down the B button on Xbox or the circle button on PlayStation, and then use the left joystick to rotate around and select the arrow you want, then let up on the button. To fire an arrow, pull back on the right trigger button until the string is drawn all the way back, then release the trigger button to fire. Typically, you'll want to put the crosshairs directly on your target. However, at this stage, with a low-level bow, you want to aim a little bit high to compensate for the weak bow's drop. Now, ideally, you'll want to blow the enemy's head off. Otherwise, you're looking at 3 to 5 body shots and possibly more on the stronger zombies. Yeah, this is tough at first, because your bow sucks, your arrows suck, and you suck, because you haven't got the XP points you need yet. But you gotta keep trying, or you're gonna die. Remember, there's no safe space in a zombie apocalypse. There you go. There's the mercy you've been looking for. Moving on. What an adorable little pirouette. Okay, nap time. To release an arrow without firing it, hold down the B button on the Xbox or the circle button on the PlayStation until this symbol comes up, and then release the trigger. Now during the night I continue to upgrade my crafting skills by building multiple weapons and tools and then scrapping them as time allows. Now it's the middle of the night, there's not a lot going on, so I'm going to go out here and work on building a shooting balcony out of the same materials that I built the floor out of on the second floor of the cabin. So again, you want to flip this around so that the frame is at the top of the block. That way you can add stuff to the top of this floor without the invisible block portion impeding that. When I'm done, this will allow me to walk all the way around the cabin 5 blocks up with some level of safety. Now remember, the piece I'm using for this is the cobblestone frame plate, and it is under the building menu. I'm going to need about a metric buttload of these things, so I'm going to get them started going now while I go on to work on this project. Now remember, even though it doesn't look like it, that corner trim occupies the space of a full block, so I've got to eliminate it before I can place the next block. Remember, a lot of building is actually rebuilding, so here I'm going to knock out this catwalk so I can put in a hatch to keep zombies out that do manage to climb up the ladder, and then I'm going to put in some blocks on these left and right columns so that the spider zombies can't climb up those columns and come visit me. Spider zombies appear after the first couple of 3 weeks, and they will scurry right up the side of something like a spider if you don't put something there to block them. That was the sound of daybreak, and that's when the zombies slow back down to Romero shufflers. Now, the block I'm using for this is the wood frame ramp. I'm going to go loot and harvest these 2 zombies I killed earlier. Ideally I'd use a knife of some sort, but all I have is this axe. A knife would maximize the loot from these 2 zombies. Okay, now this one, let's see what we got. It's 2 bottles of murky water. That'll have to be boiled before I can drink it, and I don't have a cooking pot yet. Hopefully I can find one of those while I'm looting today or tomorrow. It's kind of an overcast morning, but I'm going to come out here and walk down the road a little bit where I can get some perspective and take a look and see how this house is looking. Now when I'm done with it, I'm going to knock that front porch off. Let's get around here. Alright, I'm going to knock that front porch off and bring that balcony all the way around the house. That'll do 2 things. First of all, it'll allow me to walk around the house in relative safety, shooting any zombies that may be around. It'll also keep spider zombies from crawling up the walls and coming into a window or a door. So it's looking pretty good, and I'm going to continue working on this and hopefully have it ready for Horde Night. Alright guys, well that's it for this video. That ended up being long enough that I had to split it into 2 videos. You may have noticed that only went up to day 3, I think it is. So the next video will be coming out here in just a few days, so please tune in and check that out. Let me know if there's anything else you would like to see in the comments down there. Until then, like, subscribe, ring the bell, share, do all that stuff. And we'll see you next time. Until then, try to live through the night.